Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Cameron Grimsley. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot. So without further ado, let's jump into it. In honor of WandaVision premiering this week on Disney+, I wanted to take a look back at Wanda Maximoff's introduction into the MCU and how writer-director Joss Whedon used an old trick from his playbook to allow Wanda to give us a deeper look into the psyche of the Avengers. In the MCU, Scarlet Witch is a character whose power set has always been amorphous and ill-defined. She does a lot of hand-waving and finger-twirling and then things happen. But in Avengers Age of Ultron, she exhibits a power we've really only seen in that first film, when she mind controls / manipulates / hypnotizes the team. These nightmarish visions allow us an insight into our heroes and a look at their deepest fears.
He's got increased metabolism and improved thermal homeostasis. Her thing is neuroelectric interfacing, telekinesis, mental manipulation. He's fast and she's weird.
This is actually a method of character development Whedon has used once before, in the season 4 finale of Buffy the Vampire Slayer titled Restless. Now I know Whedon is a controversial figure and that's all worth examining, but kind of beyond the scope of this video. I do find it interesting though to examine the patterns that creative people form in their work. In the episode, the four main characters are haunted in their dreams by the spirit of the first Slayer. In both Buffy and Age of Ultron, the dream aspect of the plot allows Whedon to play with the style and visuals to enhance our understanding of these characters. He literally puts us in their head. Willow's dream involves classic, almost cliched dream tropes of being on stage and in front of a classroom. Willow is afraid of being on display, of being discovered. The obvious thing she has to be afraid of is that people will find out about her relationship with Tara and judge her. Whedon plays into these expectations until the real fear is revealed. She's a nerd. Despite all the growth and maturity she's experienced over 4 years on the show, Willow still sees herself as the meek little girl of the first season, and she fears others view her this way too. In Xander's dream, he is continuously transported back to his parents' basement, a symbolic reminder that he is not in college like his friends. But there is a deeper fear hidden in his dream as well. Xander wants love. As teenage boys do, there are a few sexual moments in Xander's dream, including one with Buffy's mom, Joyce. It is Joyce who suggests that instead of sex, what he wants is comfort. He wants love. Not just romantic love, but love of any sort.
You know, a man's always after.
Conquest?
I'm a conquistador.
You sure it isn't comfort?
I'm a comfortador also.
Giles' fear is a little more on the nose, mostly because at this point in the episode, some sort of plot has to happen and that takes over a little bit. But that also feeds into the message of Giles' nightmare. His role in Buffy's life is to explain the magic and the demons and to tell her how to fight them. He is the exposition machine. But should he want more? Should he start a family? Has Buffy grown up? Has she outgrown him? Buffy's dream might be the most insightful of all. There are a lot of nods to her being alone. This is Buffy's ultimate fear, that her life as a Slayer will eventually lead to a life of solitude and of only killing vampires. She can't have the normal life of her friends. Hers is one of duty. And this brings us back to Age of Ultron. Tony Stark is the first to experience the nightmarish dreams of the Scarlet Witch. He sees all his friends, his compatriots in battle, his brothers in arms, dead around him. He fears by bringing this team together, he has caused their own destruction. And the worst part is, as Nick Fury points out, Tony didn't die with them.
Watching my friends die, you'd think that'd be as bad as it gets, right? Nope. Wasn't the worst part. The worst part is that you didn't.
Tony Stark, always the warmonger, arms dealer, angel of death, walks away unscathed, the freewheeling playboy, living life without consequences. In the Nightmare of Steve Rogers, we get a reinforcement of his man-out-of-time story. But through the device of a Scarlet Witch hallucination, we get to live that fear firsthand. What the Vision really puts into stark relief, though, is that Steve is now solely a soldier. He is only Captain America. Any chance of any semblance of normal life died when he went into that ice. What Thor sees is also very telling. Like Tony, he fears his actions may cause the death of those he loves. Through him, we glimpse a crumbling Asgard as Heimdall tells him this is all his fault. Thor fears that by helping to take care of Earth, he has doomed his own people. There's also some bullshit about Infinity Stones in there for connected universe reasons. Black Widow is the most interesting of all the dreams caused by Scarlet Witch, though. She doesn't see some premonition, some vague and depressing idea of what her future holds. She sees her past. Now, this could be just a way to give her a backstory since she is one of the only characters without a solo film, and it certainly accomplishes that goal, but to look at it as only that to me is wrong. From the red in her ledger line in Avengers, Natasha has always been outrunning her past. And now we get to see why. And we see that yes, Natasha had questions about the process of her training, but she wasn't brainwashed. She went through with it of her own free will. And the fact that she has that in her, that she can make that choice, is what scares her the most. Her deepest fear is herself. The power sets of both the First Slayer and Scarlet Witch respectively allow Whedon to use dreamlike visuals such as jolty editing, random non sequiturs,
We are alone.
bizarre transitions,
Fortunately, I am mighty.
as well as odd camera angles and shot compositions to put us in the mindset of the characters. Movies and TV are of course both visual mediums, and as the old axiom goes, show don't tell. But even better than seeing is experiencing. And in both these works, we get to experience the inner psyche of our favorite characters. We get to feel their isolation, loneliness, and fear. It's intriguing to look back at the work of a writer-director and see where and how they use some of the same tricks. And it's interesting that in this sequel to one of the biggest movies of all time, Joss Whedon of course tried to go bigger and badder with the action, but he also tried to go deeper into the mindset of the characters, and he used the introduction of the Scarlet Witch to do that.
You will tear them apart from the inside.
Her power set allowed us to gain new love and understanding for the Avengers, so here's hoping that WandaVision can do the same for her character, who hasn't really been given the chance to shine. I've been intrigued by the trailers we've seen so far. It looks really interesting, and I'm excited to dive into it each week here on this channel where I'll be posting reactions. So thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you'll stick around to watch those videos in the future. Bye!
Done the whole mind control thing. Not a fan.